Good evening and welcome to the 2020 FLT Award Show presentation. I'm Freeman Williams.
I'm Frankie Sullivan. I'm Freeman Williams.
And I'm Frankie Sullivan.
And boy, we got a show for you.
No! Play the card! Play the card! Play the card! Play the card!
What a privilege it is to be a part of the spectacle of community theater, from the audience, on the stage, and behind the scenes. We share a common mission to celebrate excellence in performance. There are many extraordinary aspects of our community theater, opportunities to showcase a variety of talents, be entertained, learn, support, and volunteer. Despite a very challenging year and an unprecedented event, a national pandemic, we had a few unexpected disruptions due to all of the crisis. We still remain committed to our mission. FLT continues to be blessed by a spirit of enthusiasm and energized by the goal of perpetuating a rich history of outstanding shows and offerings in a superlative venue. We seek to constantly raise the bar with robust productions and programs that add cultural value to our region in the coming year. We will be facing new challenges and innovative ways to present our offerings, much like we are tonight with this streaming annual awards night. During the past year, we were excited to present a season where imagination, emotion, tales of hope, and humor abounded. We are so very thankful for our staff members dedicated to the needs of our FLT family. They are still looking forward to meeting and assisting you in the days ahead as we ramp up again activities. Let me introduce you to our wonderful staff. Executive Director, Jessica Larimore. Business Administrator, Katie Kelly. Education Director, Lisa Sims. Technical Director, Thomas Walker, and Technical Assistant, Stephen Shake. Please join me in a virtual round of applause for these wonderful, wonderful staff persons. Florence Little Theater is very fortunate to have the leadership support of volunteer board members. These individuals serve on numerous committees and provide countless hours to support the theater's mission. The FLT Board of Trustees continues its commitment to providing outstanding leadership, stewardship, and oversight of fiscal health. Effective June 1, 2020, new board terms began. First, we want to thank the outgoing board members for their service. And I'm pleased to announce our new board officers for 2020 include President Reggie Armstrong, President-elect Dan Bazard, Secretary Shaw Thompson, Treasurer Pat Youngblood, and past President Joanna Swindler. Please virtually join me in thanking those who serve in this capacity.
Hi, I am Amy Williams. I am the current president of Florence Little Theater Friends. We are an organization that meets on the first Tuesday of the month. We have many people in our group that love the theater in our community but can't always get to perform on stage. Our organization has many types of fundraisers and gatherings to promote the theater. Some of our fundraisers have been Cookies with Santa and a gingerbread party, and all the proceeds from our fundraisers go back into the theater. We have helped supply different types of materials for the theater. We look forward to doing all types of work with our directors. We would love to have anybody join us. We meet at 6:30 on the first Tuesday of the month, and we have a short dinner time and meeting. We hope to see you soon. You are welcome to contact me, Amy Williams. My email address is afwilliams@sc.rr.com. We hope to see you soon.
Florence Little Theater always has been and always will be dedicated to bringing the joy of theater to the surrounding community and especially the next generation. The Florence Little Theater Children's Workshop is designed for youth grades 2nd through 6th and provides a hands-on experience in all aspects of theater production. Classes will be separated into 2 sessions each, ending with a live performance for family and friends. Rising Stars is a theater arts program designed for young adults grades 7th through 12th who love to learn and want to build their theater skills in a safe and professional environment. The program concludes with public performances that allow the students to experience all aspects of a theater production. These productions are done on the Florence Little Theater stage with the support of staff and volunteers. Students are able to be a part of a performance on a professional quality stage with the full backing of professional level production quality of lights, sound, costumes, and makeup. Schoolhouse Players is FLT's educational theater program with shows performed by adults for children. Students come to the theater as part of a field trip from various schools. FLT is happy to bring the magic of live theater into the lives of thousands of children each year, hoping to enrich their futures by giving them an appreciation of the arts. Since its inception 12 years ago, over 90,000 children have seen the plays offered by FLT's Children's Theater. FLT is proud to play such an important role in the education of today's youth. The Golden Readers is an FLT outreach group that brings readers theater to the PD region and other parts of the state by traveling and doing live performances in a variety of venues. Florence Little Theater continues to invest in education and outreach to ensure the love of live theater for the years to come.
Good evening. I'm Robin Thompson, and I'm happy to be here tonight representing the Florence Little Theater Guild. The Guild is the organization that once you've earned the 100 points, you're a member for life. Points are earned for acting on stage, helping off stage, or backstage. Everything you do for Florence Little Theater earns you points, and you become a member of our guild. Each Guild member can vote for the outstanding performance in each of the major productions. It's my pleasure to announce this year that we had a record number of votes. For Frozen Jr., we had 56 votes. For Matilda, we had 91 votes. For Blithe Spirit, 68 votes. For Dreamgirls, 84 votes. For Don't Dress for Dinner, 65 votes. A total of 364 votes. We were not able to have people vote during West Side Story, but if you used 100 or 90, pretty close to 500 people are voting in the season. Votes are very important. Many times in counting the votes, it comes down to one vote as to who wins the Irving. So always remember to vote. Now, tonight, it is my pleasure to welcome 15 new Guild members. These Guild members are now 18 years of age and have earned the 100 points. We'd like to welcome George Bashir, McKenna Blankenship, Teresa Brown, James Wesley Hanna, Jamie Hanna, Daniel Hilborn, Donna McDaniel, Monty Michelson Sandler, Renee Miles, Amanda Nelson, Megan Reeves, Matt Sims, Houston Taylor, Indiana Watford, and Amy Weaver. Welcome to the Guild. The Florence Little Theater President's Award is bestowed annually to an individual other than a board member or director that season who consistently displays a true servant's heart. Someone active behind the scenes,
someone whose absence is felt because they make themselves indispensable, and someone who volunteers their time and talent because of their passion, not for the credit. Our President's Award honoree this evening is presented to an individual who came to see his first FLT production of The Visit in 1976. Over the next few years, he volunteered and worked in the box office. He started singing in the chorus and then playing in his first production ever during Gift of the Magi in 1980. Since that time, he has appeared in or served on the production staff for more than 60 FLT shows, which also translates to hundreds of performances and thousands of rehearsals. Add even more time to that, since he is a past president and has been a member of the FLT board on and off for decades. This gentleman holds degrees from Francis Marion University and Coker College, and is director of music and is the organist for Main Street United Methodist Church in Dillon, South Carolina. He also serves as accompanist for the Beth Israel congregation in Florence. He is also recipient of the coveted Jack Baker Award for his contributions to the arts in Florence. This individual has been someone I would call very dear and my friend for more than half a century. And we're not sure who got who in trouble for talking lots and lots in grade school, but that's yet to be determined. His talents are immense, and his smile is always welcoming. He has one of the biggest hearts in live theater and beyond. Please join me in congratulating the 2020 FLT President's Award recipient, Robin Thompson.
Robin, I want to take this opportunity to send my heartiest congratulations for the President's Award for Florence Little Theater. In all my years, I've known you to be a musician, a musical director, and a fine director of a show. Never once have you shied away from helping the smallest actor to the largest actor achieve his goal. Thank you very much for your selfless donation of time and talent at Florence Little Theater. I hope there will be many, many more shows for all of us to enjoy there. Congratulations.
Hi, Robin from the Sprouls family. We want to congratulate you on your well-deserved President's Award. Cecilia and I have cherished the years of our friendship and working at the theater together, and are really excited to have added our children to the mix. We look forward to all working with you again in the future. Congratulations again, Robin.
Mr. Robin, we are so thankful for getting to know you throughout these years and all the opportunities you've given us. We will especially remember King and I and all of the great memories that our family made.
So every musical I've done so far, you're always playing the piano, and we really appreciate that because you don't always get to be seen on stage, but you're always down there playing in the pit. And I thank you for the opportunity to be Prince Truly Longhorn. That probably will always be my favorite role, so thank you very much.
And even though we weren't able to do West Side Story, I am looking forward to working with you in the future.
Robin, congratulations on your FLT President's Award. It's very well deserved. I'm proud of you. We go back a long way, old friend. We go all the way back, as far as I can remember, as Sweet Charity in the early 80s. You would know nothing about that, children. You do hold the record for the director who gave me the most people on stage and then said, move, like I could make them move somewhere. You will always have that title. And I know never to ask you to speed up a song. You have taught me that. Whatever tempo you pick, that's what we're going to go with. I really have cherished all our time together. I know I took a break to have these three crazy children, but you kept on working with the theater the whole time. So I'm really proud of you, and I want to leave you with one thought, and anybody who's watching so they'll know. Robin, my old friend, you still owe me a dance.
All right.
right, let's talk about our Frozen family for just a minute. When we started our journey, we were looking to cast about 35 kids. After auditioning 120 extremely talented youth from the Florence community, we ended up with a cast of, and you all know my magic number, 50. These kids dedicated their entire summer to working on making Frozen the best that it could be. With a lot of hard work and some seriously fun bonding, we presented our magical Disney adventure to our audiences. Watching the family bond that was formed on stage and the reaction from all of the little princesses in the audience, all I can say is thank you and job well done. What a great, great show. I do want to send a huge thank you out to McLeod Health for their continued support with underwriting our summer youth shows. Also, big thank yous go out to my production team for sharing your love and your talents with us last summer. Ryan Hilborn for stage direction, Cole Davis for musical direction, and the Frozone Band, which I will tell you were all teenagers. Ava Moss for choreography, Brittany Miles and her crew for hair and makeup, Teresa Morning and her quick change crew for costumes, stage manager McKenna Blankenship and her technical crew. All right, down to business. The nominees for Best Performance in Disney's Frozen Junior are James Reeves, Kaylin Foxworth, Mara Hilborn, Caleb Howell, Ellery Price, Megan Reeves, Tyler Russell, and Emmy Weaver. And the award goes to...
I want to thank Ms. Lisa, Ryan, Cole, Ava, and all the cast and crew for the chance to be a part of this amazing show. From the beginning, I knew this show was something special, and that's because of everyone's dedication and talent. Ms. Lisa, thank you especially for taking me under your wing and teaching me everything I know. Theater reignites the childhood spark of imagination to shine light on a new perspective and become a beacon of joy and love. This theater has helped me grow in so many ways. I'm so grateful I joined the FLT family and have been afforded the opportunity to help spread the joy I found here. Thank you for the memories. I'll see you all when the doors open for the first time in forever.
Good evening. My name is Frankie Sullivan, director of Matilda the Musical. First of all, to our underwriters, thank you to Daikin Residential HVAC and Quality Service Company. Secondly, to my production staff, Will Bynum, your input and support were invaluable. And break a leg next season. Don't be naughty and not reach out for help if you need it. I'll be there if you need me, but I don't think you will. Arlene Boyd, your contributions to this show are immeasurable. Your love of theater and to the craft of acting are enviable, and I strive to be more like you when I grow up. Matt Sims, I'm proud that Matilda is your first production as musical director at FLT, and super proud of the work you did to bring the sound of the show to a level of perfection that was better than I imagined. It truly was a miracle. Cecilia Sprouls, your creativity and attention to detail are inspiring. You always set the bar of standards high, and I hope to someday be able to come within a mile of your worth to this community, this theater, and particularly this production full of revolting children, including me. Rebecca and Robin Thompson, your support from the piano and the pit were not pathetic, but immeasurable, and the words thank you do not carry the weight of how much your brilliant talents are appreciated. Angel and Lorenda Severance, I'm so clever to have asked you both to come along on this monster musical journey. Your patience, talents, and dedication are always welcome in my house. Walton Sprouls, Shannon Dunn, Debbie Smith, Kristen Alexander, Joan Shortall, and Monty Michelson Sandler. No choky chant for any of you. There was no smell of rebellion from any of you with my multiple requests. Even if I made you scratch your head and walk away confused, you came back with a smile and said, got it, or a better suggestion. Thank you. FLT staff, thank you for never being quiet, but always loud with your support. Finally, to the cast of Matilda. All I know is that I'm so clever for having chosen this group of amazingly talented individuals to bring this story to musical life. You helped create a fun yet moving piece of musical theater that will be talked about for years to come. Always remember to plant your feet shoulder width apart, firmly plonk your fist on your hips, look forward over your right shoulder, and you are Matilda ready to face the hammer that Trunchbulls and naughty wormwoods may throw at you. Be triumphant as Bruce and as clever and as smart as this little girl Matilda. Break a leg to you all, always. This will be my 11th trip to the podium to present an Irving Award to a talented and deserving performer. I've had the honor and privilege to present this award to Courtney Dees, Arlene Boyd, Glenn Gorley, Brittany Miles, Rebecca Kelly Holbrooks, Angela Lee, Scarlett Knight, Matthew Jeffords, and Margaret Severance twice. Tonight, I get to add a new name to that list. The nominees for Best Performance in Matilda the Musical are Maggie Baker, Fran Coleman, Kaylin Foxworth, Cody McKay, Shaw Thompson, and Joey Webster. And the Irving goes to
my American accent. Thank you to everyone who made my dream role possible, to the musical directors for their guidance, Mrs. Arlene and David for their help with accents, Mrs. Cecilia for her choreography, everyone who made my crazy costume changes possible, my awesome Wormwood family for making me realize how nice my real family is, Mrs. Fran, Ashley, Maggie, and Mr. James for telling Matilda stories with me every night, Mr. Shaw for the nightly standoff. It was super fun. My fellow revolting children and the entire cast and crew, you were all amazing. My whole family for their love and patience and time. And last but not least, Mr. Frankie, thank you for casting me as Matilda. You were an awesome director. I love performing at FLT. It really has become like a second family to me. Thank you for giving me the chance to be a little bit naughty.
To start, I want to give a big congrats to all the directors for the season, especially the other two first-timers, Cole Davis and Larry Chunging. It's nice to be in the same company as you all. And you know, they say it takes a village to raise a child, but the same thing can be said for a show. And in my limited time here, I'm going to try and thank the people in my Blythe Spirit Village, but no, my words are wholly inadequate to describe my gratitude. To begin, MUSC helped Florence, whose support not only allowed this work to be done, but allows FLT to do all the great work it does. To the FLT board for giving me an opportunity I doubted I was ready for. To Frankie, Shannon, Larry Chunging, and Shaw, who helped talk me down when I got a little too frazzled. Although I suspect Larry was just using it as a way to see what not to do when he directed his own show. To the crew, the unseen heroes who were ever present and ever watchful and made the littlest details shine. To Haley and Tracy, the queens of props, who dug through who knows what to find the perfect items and put up with me saying, "Could we look again?" about 1,000 times. To Will and Sabrina for designing and going with my vision for lights and sound, even when I would keep changing my mind every 2 seconds. To Thomas and Stephen for giving me a set that managed to combine Elvira and Ruth into one and not getting furious every time I would ask about another special effect. To David, who I could 150% trust with the show as stage manager and who ran an absolutely top-notch crew. To Glenn, I can't tell you the sigh of relief I made when you came up to me at the PAC that day and said, "You go ahead and handle all the costumes and makeup." You and your crew transported us back to the 1940s, and especially with Elvira, made each character and personality come through their outfits, hair, and makeup. To Larry Falk, whose help is too numerous to discuss here, but who was always ready when I had a different vision spring up in my head, who was my right hand from the day I said, "Hey, what are you doing this fall?" and who helped explain more 1940s British humor and pronunciation than I care to admit. All I can say to you is thank you, thank you, thank you. And finally, to my amazingly talented and dedicated cast, Lloyd, Teresa, Scarlett, Ben, Dawn, Lisa, and Katie. These characters were nothing but ideas in my head. You gave them emotion and substance, turning the show, as Madam McCarthy would say, in theatrical parlance, as a smash hit. Thank you for your hard work, willingness to trust a first-time director, and good spirits as we put this show together. Without further ado, the nominees for Blythe Spirit are Teresa Brown, Ben Daniel, Lisa Hawkins, Kagi Kelly, Scarlett Sims, and Lloyd Wilcox. And the Irving goes to...
She isn't. Not really. Her mouth gives her away. It's a hard mouth, Charles.
You're cruel and sadistic, and I'll never forgive you for it.
Thanks so much for giving me this award. Thanks to Maggie and Larry and Glenn and my family for putting up with all those long nights of rehearsals.
Good evening. I'm Cole Davis, and I had the pleasure of working with this season's production of Dreamgirls. I would like to thank our sponsors, Habitat 2000 and ACS Technologies. I also wish to thank the production team, cast, crew, pit musicians, seasonal planning committee, FLT board, and the community for all of the support throughout our rehearsal process and run of the show. I would also like to thank my parents for their continued encouragement, love, and support. So, the nominees are Jorinda Davis, James Dukes, Brian Mezzoforte, Estelle Hyman, Amisha McElveen, Johnny Richardson, and Ray Taylor. And the Irving goes to...
Hi everyone, it's me. Thank you so much for this award. I want to thank my family. I want to thank the whole cast of Dreamgirls, and I would like to thank my husband for being so supportive. It's an honor, and thank y'all. Love y'all. Bye.
Roughly 3 months ago, the cast and crew of Don't Dress for Dinner put on what would eventually become the final performance of any production this season here at the Florence Little Theater. And I think we've all realized in the past couple of months how important, not just how important we are to each other as a theater family, but how important we are to the community as a whole. Because we do serve as a place of respite, a place where people can come and laugh together and cry together and also breathe together. Because that's one thing I noticed during every performance of this production is how much this audience enjoyed being here. Because the cast on this stage and the crew backstage built this insane world in which we trampled upon not just every commandment issued by God, but every moral fortitude that anybody could ever hold. And at the end, happiness ensued and true love prevailed, and everybody went home with whom they were supposed to go home with. And the audience loved every single moment. And that's what I want Chrissy and Kristen and Dawn and Cliff and Frankie and Lloyd to always remember, is that you guys made people laugh. For Chrissy, this was her first performance on this stage, and she brought that South Chicago attitude right here on this stage and definitely made a mark for herself here. And what I hope will be a long relationship between Chrissy and the theater. And Frankie taught us all the importance of a triple vodka with no ice, and that sometimes that's just your best answer. And how the hell you summarized this entire play in 45.2 seconds, I had no idea. And to Judge Wilcox, you taught us all the true meaning of humility, sir, in accepting a smaller role and doing so with grace and poise. And Kristen Owen Hardaway brought her culinary skills to the stage and showed us all that sometimes transferring from a musical to a straight show can be a little difficult, was a second round of auditions, actually second round of rehearsals, and Kristen raised her hand and said, there's a lot of words in this play. I said, yes, Kristen, there's no music in this play, you have to talk. And then, of course, Cliff, who realized that being a physical actor means more than just flailing your arms on stage. It requires you to have applesauce dumped in your crotch, drinks thrown at your chest, and to be shot in the face with a soda siphon from 20 yards out. But Cliff never broke character. And then, of course, there's Dawn, who showed us that a true actor from the great city of Pittsburgh can come on this stage and, combined with wonderful CGI effects and 2 strategically placed cutlets, can put on one hell of a performance. And coupled with Tracy Supton, who did props backstage, and with Sabrina up in the booth doing lights and sound, and of course Will Bynum, who did everything that Will likes to do, you guys created a wonderful world. And I owe you a debt of gratitude that I will never be able to repay. And none of this could have been possible without Armstrong Wealth Management Group. Your financial support made this journey possible. So thank you very much. And now, the Irving Award for Best Performance in Don't Dress for Dinner goes to
Got it. Found another one. You're infested, Jacqueline. You really. Thank you for this unexpected honor. Unexpected because of who I was on stage with. Thank you, Cliff, Dawn, Chrissy, Kristen, and Lloyd for being one of the most supportive cast I had the privilege to work with. We had so much fun, even though there were many obstacles to overcome. Cases of cold and flu, amongst other illnesses, a raccoon attack, and we missed a pandemic quarantine by 1 day. Each of you saved my butt on more than one occasion, and I will always look back on this experience fondly because of you all. To Will, Tracy, Janet, and Sabrina, thank you for your support and patience, but most of all for your smiles and laughter. To Larry, it was an honor to be a part of your directorial debut, and I hope to get a chance to work with you as director again, if you'll have me. Thanks, everybody.
While our dream of bringing West Side Story back to the FLT stage was not to be, the production team and cast worked for several exciting weeks before we shut down. The unforgettable songs were sung, athletic dances and fight sequences were choreographed, iconic characterizations began to emerge. Like so many of our theater colleagues around the world, we have to move forward with what might have been, cherish the experiences we had, and prepare for opportunities to come. Tonight, we want to share a message and song from the cast members of West Side Story, many of whom I am certain would have been here as nominees for their performances had that only been possible. Instead, we offer a reminder of hope for all performing arts. We are not gone, merely on pause, ready to experience the magic and miracle that is live performance, live theater, wherever and whenever we can. Somehow, someday, somewhere.
There's a place for us, somewhere a place for us, peace and quiet and open air, wait for us somewhere.
To
Tonight, it is an honor and a privilege to pass the gavel of FLT President to Reggie Armstrong, a current member of the FLT Board for the past 2 years, who demonstrates integrity and leadership, both in his professional career and his personal life. And I really love him a lot. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to say that. Reggie Armstrong is the president, a client wealth manager, and a partner of the Armstrong Wealth Management Group in Florence, South Carolina. He combines discipline learned from his military experience, Christian values, and caring dedication to his clients to craft customized strategies that lead to more predictable results. We will be fortunate and blessed by his contribution of those same traits as your upcoming board president. Reggie lives in Florence with his wife of over 35 years. They are parents of 3 children and multiple grandchildren. Reggie is an ordained deacon in the Diocese of Charleston, serving at St. Anthony Catholic Church. He also tries to stay fit and enjoys reading, and of course, has a passion for FLT. Please welcome Reggie to the stage of FLT Board Leadership. Reggie.
Thank you, Jemana. I'm going to give you a hug anyway. COVID be darned. Can I say that? I'm not sure I can say that. But anyways, thank you so much. This is a privilege, but I feel like I am in deep water. You know, have you ever gone swimming and you know when you're a little kid and you're just learning how to swim, and all of a sudden you realize I've never swum in water that's quite so deep. And that's exactly how I feel, because I'm filling in the shoes of people who have done such a fantastic job, whether it was Robin Thompson or whether it was John Bankson, but especially, you know, the pandemic queen, Jumana Swindler, because she has had the most difficult of duties. This is a lady who balances her work life, her family life. You know, she keeps McLeod running is what I've actually heard, but you know, maybe that's not 100% accurate, but she keeps it running more or less. But at the same time, she's kept us on task. One of the great achievements Jumana has done that is really behind the scenes for the Florence Little Theater has to do with what's called season planning. Historically, we've planned as the year that's coming up. And she had the fantastic fortitude and discipline to help the season planning committee to look forward and say, why don't we plan the current upcoming season, but let's also plan the next one so that we can be better prepared. We've got more flexibility with shows. It'll all flow together better. And that wouldn't have happened without Jumana. So again, thank you so much, Jumana. I appreciate everything you've done. And you're going to have to be around because you're going to need to bail me out, I'm sure, more than once. Thank you, Jumana. So now, that's enough for my remarks. When you're an incoming president, you're supposed to just keep it short and sweet. So what I'd like to do at this time, without any further ado, is let's take a look at the new season.
Set in the 1590s, brothers Nick and Nigel Bottom are desperate to write a hit play, but are stuck in the shadow of that Renaissance rock star known as the Bard. When a local soothsayer foretells that the future of theater involves singing, dancing, and acting at the same time, Nick and Nigel set out to write the world's very first musical. But amidst the scandalous excitement of opening night, the Bottom brothers realize that reaching the top means being true to thine own self, and all that jazz. Just after midnight, a snowdrift stops the Orient Express in its tracks. The luxurious train is surprisingly full for this time of year, but by morning, it is 1 passenger fewer. An American tycoon lies dead in his compartment, stabbed a dozen times, his door locked from the inside. Isolated, and with a killer in their midst, Detective Hercule Poirot must identify the murderer, in case he or she decides to strike again. Wax your mustache and hold on to your passport, adapted from Agatha Christie's masterpiece, two-time Tony-nominated playwright Ken Ludwig will take you on a suspenseful, thrilling ride aboard the legendary Orient Express. America's premier funny man and the Tony Award-winning composer of A Chorus Line collaborated on this hit musical, a funny, romantic show about an established composer and his relationship with an aspiring young female lyricist, not unlike Carol Bayer Sager. Professionally, their relationship works beautifully, but ultimately leads to conflict on the home front. Of course, there is a happy ending. A hilarious comedy of the worst singer in the world in 1940s New York. The performer who everyone wanted to see live was Florence Foster Jenkins, an enthusiastic soprano whose pitch was far from perfect. Known as the First Lady of the Sliding Scale, she warbled and screeched her way through the evening to an audience who mostly fell about with laughter. But this delusional and joyously happy woman paid little attention to her critics. Instead, she was surrounded by a circle of devoted friends who were almost as eccentric as she was. Based upon a true story, the play spins from Florence's charity recitals and extravagant balls through to her bizarre recording sessions and an ultimate triumph at Carnegie Hall in this hilarious and heartwarming comedy. This famous fairy tale has been refashioned and set to music by two great masters of the musical. The characters are given greater depth plus a more human quality, and it is only through Cinderella's innocent faith in a miracle that allows her wish to go to the ball to come true.